cities this week. Let's bring in Rawan Arraf. She's a lawyer and executive director at the Australian Centre for International Justice. She joins me live from Sydney. Rawan, so just how serious and credible are these war crimes allegations against General Almog, and what's he being accused of then?
These allegations are so serious and credible, in fact, that in 2005, a British court held that there was prima facie evidence to suggest issuing an arrest warrant, that which Doron Almog evaded in 2005, unfortunately. They range from a series of 4 incidents. Of course, at the time, the Israeli army is accused of a variety of violations of international humanitarian law. But the incidents that we've highlighted to the Australian government and have been meticulously documented by the Palestinian Centre for Human Rights over 20 years ago include incidents of 2 incidents of punitive home demolitions in refugee camps, one in Rafah that destroyed 59 homes, another in Barej refugee camp, which left a 33-year-old woman who was 9 months pregnant killed. There's incidents of 3 teenage boys who were killed by tank shells that included flechette ammunition, which mutilated their bodies. And in fact, one boy had a tank rolled over him. So these are incidents that we continue to hear about in the next 20 years. And I think this is an issue of impunity that Western states really have given Israel.
Yeah, I was just going to jump in there and say that, OK, so you've laid out what he's accused of. We know that a detailed dossier of Almog's involvement in these alleged breaches has been given to the Australian government. Let me ask you, have you heard any official response from the government? And has Almog already entered Australia for this speaking tour that he's on?
Almog is currently in Australia. He's walking freely, and unfortunately, we have not yet heard from the Australian government. We've put the Australian government on notice. We've advised them that if they refuse to cancel his visa because he doesn't meet the character test, then they should refer him for criminal investigations. That's the obligations. Australia has positive legal obligations under the Geneva Conventions and international customary law to refer such persons with serious and credible allegations to police for investigation. So that we remain our call. He's here until Thursday, and they must act.
And it is interesting, Rawan, because this isn't the first time Almog has entered Australia. I understand he arrived back in March 2016 for a similar speaking tour, this time with Benny Gantz. I mean, why did the Australian government fail to apprehend him then if they have these obligations under international law and conventions?
At the time, I don't believe that anyone brought the issue to the attention of the Australian government, but nonetheless, they're under positive legal obligations to investigate. They're issuing these visas. Surely they'd look into the background of such individuals. When these individuals are on the territory, then there is an obligation to apprehend them, as you suggest, and refer them to criminal investigation. But like I said, I think this points to a broader issue of impunity. Impunity, which we have seen over the last 20 years and is resulting in the catastrophic situation unfolding in Gaza today, which the International Court of Justice has said amounts to a plausible case of genocide. And this is the problem that we face here in countries like Australia, that persons such as Doron Almog with these very serious allegations are allowed to enter and roam freely without any accountability or any scrutiny into their actions.
Just a final thought to you, Rawan, before you go. So Almog is, as you say, currently in Australia on this speaking tour. What more then can your organisation do if the Australian government fails to act?
Unfortunately, there is nothing else that we can do. We're tied. This is really in the hands of authorities who have the powers to apprehend, who have the powers to investigate. They have the resources to do so. So really, it's a question of will they do it? And if they don't, then they are in violation of their international legal obligations. And that is a tragedy.
Rawan Arraf, really good to talk to you. Thank you very much indeed for talking to Al Jazeera. Thank you.
Thank you very much.